Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. You're watching Plum Bob Diaries with MJ. Alright, so today we're going to head into a build tour. So currently it is the month of November, and when I think of November, I think of family time and reminiscing about nostalgia. And so I thought, why not take a trip down memory lane? So in doing so, I wanted to look at all my old builds. Now, if you've checked out my gallery before, first of all, let me pull it up so I can plug myself. Hello. My gallery name is Mars Attack 12. If you don't know, I have plenty of lots on the gallery, over 100 different builds, both residential and community. And a lot of these are gameplay driven and story driven because I'm just that type of simmer. And anyway, I thought to myself, I have so many builds that I've already done before I started a YouTube channel. Why not make a series in which I go through each and every one? So that brings us here today. So currently we are in a neighborhood of Willow Creek, and this is one of the base game neighborhoods where Bob and Eliza live. So if you know, they live most likely on this lot right here, I believe. And I have since bulldozed everything. And this save file that I'm playing in particular, I have built all over. And these particular houses have been here for probably like 3 years now. So yeah. Anyway, so I decided to start in this neighborhood because the cool thing about this neighborhood and how these homes started, as you can see, these are beautiful homes. Let's take a look at them. These are beautiful homes. You can see how gorgeous that is. I just love this touch here. So all of these, I think this was one of the first ones I made, in which not the very first build ever that I made, but at least one of the ones after like really honing my skills and learning, in which I came out with something good, because I did not used to be good at exteriors. So as you can see, these are like very realistic homes, great for storytelling, and I love that. That's just this side of the street. And I'll take you on this side. This was a result of two inspirations. So Lil Simsy came out with a Builder's Bible series or something similar. Pardon me if I have butchered it. I'm seeing an error already that I never noticed. This little roof hanging over. But see, that's the point of reminiscing and going back through these, because I was never good at exteriors. I was very, very bad at it. And I used to make homes so big that they could barely fit on the lot. I couldn't even fit a yard anywhere on the lot. So I came a very long way. In fact, I still have those older builds on my gallery, and they are very cringeworthy. I thought about deleting them, but I thought one day I'll come back to this and I'll want to know how far I've come. And so that's why I didn't delete my cringy builds. So if you look on the gallery and you're like, oh girl, this looks good, but this right here, what's going on here? That's why. It's because I still have my old builds up. This one, I think this is the last one I had on this lot. As you can see, it's not finished. This was actually inspired by a Rochella build. She's another simmer gamer on YouTube, and she made this house, I want to say around the time, not this particular house, but she made a house on her channel for her Let's Play that she was doing with Growing Together. And I just thought it was so cute how she did the windows. So I wanted to create my own. And of course, this is in a different color scheme. I don't believe I have a floor plan in here. But anyway, yeah, I figured we'd go through not only these homes here, but just all of the homes that I find so fascinating and, want to do a tour with. So yeah, thank you guys for coming to my channel today, because you've got a special treat ahead of you. So let's get into it. Alright, so today we are touring this little house right here. It's on a 20 by 15 lot, and I like to think of it as my Simpsons home, only because it reminds me of the Simpsons home. It's not the same exact shape, but like it's giving the vibe, the essence. So anyway, why this makes me think of the Simpsons is because It's an older home, and you could tell by all this like old wood paneling all around. Um, I got this old wood paneling trick from Sid Mack. She is another simmer gamer. She's an amazing builder. She did this one video in which she renovated the house from the decades, like from the 80s to the 90s to the 2000s to the present day. And I was like, oh my gosh, how she showed the tricks with the wood trim and then the ceiling fans with the lights. Like, I thought that video was so cool. It look, I definitely recommend you guys should check her out. But anyway, so I was already a fan of older looking homes. I'm not sure if the Winbrook save file was out yet, but that's another save file. There was quite a few save files popping up around 2023 in which there was so much goodness going around and so many like realistic looking builds that were sort of grungy and down to earth and very just common and like even, you know, not the most luxurious. So anyway, I love those sorts of homes. This was my attempt at a 90s home. So this is called the 90s Family Starter. You will see on my gallery, if you type in 90s Family Starter, in fact, let me bb.enable free build. So if you don't know, if you're on a lot that you don't own, such as a community lot, or you're visiting someone else's lot, you want to build there but you can't, just put in this code right here, bb.enable free build. As soon as I enter that, boom, this is not grayed out anymore. I'm able to go in build mode. So anyway, I just wanted to clarify the name of the lot here. If you're ever looking for it, it's called 90s Family Starter. It is a 20 by 15 home, and it is beautiful. It's a home that I'm very much proud of. So let's take a look at it. Today you are going to be given a tour by my property owner. So this is my property owner slash landlord. He's not the owner of this house. I just thought it would be nice to have a landlord as part of our series. So that's why we have Sunny Boulevard. And if his name is interesting to you, it's because it's inspired by the sunny worlds of The Sims 4. So he's only the property manager to the sunny worlds like Oasis Springs, San Sequoia, Del Sol Valley, and the like. So yes, thank you for helping us out, Mr. Sunny. And this house actually belongs to this sim here. This is Bill Downer. He's actually a pretty cool guy. As you can see, he has like this old like mullet and like, I don't know, like old Hulk Hogan mustache and all of that. Like, he's a very funny character and I really like this guy. He lives here with his wife, Debbie Downer. I know it's a play on words. And they live in this very average house. So, if you come in, this is the foyer. It is, you know, it's giving entryway. I love that. It's very average indeed. So I love when the entryway looks like an entryway. I have doused this area with shoes, hanging coats, clutter, umbrella. Like, that's my staple for making an entryway. I love that. Also, I'm surprised I did not put the there's a mail slot, like an indoor mail slot with like a key hanger on it from the Everyday Clutter kit. That would have been perfect here. I'm not sure if it came out yet, or maybe it came out later in the year, but yes, love that. So that's our entryway, very basic. And as you can see, the staple in this home is this carpet. You don't see just green carpets anywhere. You only see these in vintage homes, like very old homes. So as you can see, this is our living room. Sorry for the camera work, but this is our living room here, and I love it. First of all, I love this set. Let's give some appreciation for this set. All of this is base game. You would think they would have made them like clearly a set, but for some reason this sofa couch, this 3-seater, is locked behind a career level. You have to get a certain career level to unlock this. I know you thought they would have, you know, changed that when they updated the swatches. If you don't know, also, let me put y'all on game if you don't know. If you're not a long time simmer or haven't been around, there was a swatch update to this couch, to this whole set. And oh my god, there's so many. So now we're not limited. Before we were just limited to like 3 swatches, and they, besides this, it was 2 other ugly colors. It was horrible. But now you have a variety now, and I'm so appreciative of this, because now you can like go modern if you want. See, now this makes it look less dingy. If you know, have a nice little blue couch, this could work well for Brindleton Bay, because you know it's a very coastal look. But anyway, yeah, let me reverse that back. So I love this. Yeah, I love this. I think it's cute. I think it's very fitting for the 90s, because I've seen a lot of old couches in sets that look like this, with the skirts at the bottom and this tan look. Like, it's been around for a while. So that's our staple here in this house. I'm actually going to go back into live mode, because I don't need build mode anymore. But another cool thing that helped make this, you know, 90s home very retro is this cabinet that came with, I want to say, Tiny Living. So yeah, Tiny Living came with this cabinet, and this particular swatch, it has like the glass panes at the bottom, and it reminded me of like a media storage cabinet. You know, if you guys know from back in the day, either your mom and dad had it or your auntie and uncle had this big giant surround system, and it was enclosed within a glass casing like this, and you know, it was always next to your TV, a big blocky TV like this. So I had to bring back those nostalgic vibes, and I love this. Around this area is the back door. So very simple, straight to the point. Now, a staple with me for a lot of my older builds, and I still do this today, is I love adding like a back porch or some sort of decking with a grill. Even if they don't need a grill. Like if I'm trying to be cheap, but you know, I always like having a grill, you know, because sometimes you want barbecue food or grilled food. Anyway, I think this lot is perfect for this particular location, because you have all of this like land right here. And the cool thing about this lot is, if we go into build mode and we look at the blueprint, it actually stops, you know, 2 tiles, what is it? Like, yeah, 2 tiles away from the actual decking. That's the end of the lot, but it doesn't feel like it here in this location, because, you know, it's not enclosed and you sort of have this wraparound. So I like that. And another thing about this build that's interesting is I usually have back doors right off the kitchen, but I want it to be different here. I put the back door off the living room, which it's not unusual, because you know, some people do have back doors off of their living room. But yeah, I like it. It's very characteristic for this house. And then we got some more clutter over here, linen stuff. Again, this is a modest house, it's not luxurious. Over here we got an extra room, and Miss Debbie Downer, our gloomy wife over here, she is an author. And the storyline actually with these couple is that, like, Bill, he's the cheerful one. He is very optimistic. She is not. She's very pessimistic. He is very cheery and bright, and she is very just sad and depressed. But anyway, she wants to write a book, and he wants to start a family. And they're up in age. They are a middle-aged couple, and she just doesn't want to be limited in her dreams, so that's why she's put it on hold. But I made them get pregnant anyway, so there is a baby in the house. I just couldn't help myself. The idea with them is that, again, this took place at the time before Growing Together launched, so we had promo for it. We knew about it at the time, and I was so excited. I made all of these family homes. As someone who had never played with a family before, I was excited about it because of the Growing Together trailer. So everything, all of these houses on this block had a nursery. So yeah, that's the story behind it. But anyway, this is Debbie's office for her writing. And as you can see, we made it old school looking with this big blocky computer. I also made it retro with this chair. Guys, if you know, you know, this chair right here, tell me this is not the same chair from The Sims 2 when you're in cast mode and there's like a backdrop of a mirror in a chair and this is the chair. I want to say the Sims team put this chair in the game intentionally, like just to see if we would catch it. Anyway, on to the other side of the house. On to the other side we go. Here we have our kitchen. Now, what I love about this kitchen is that this is a beautiful kitchen. And I know I'm saying beautiful, and it's not, again, it's not luxurious. It's not a $10 million kitchen, blah, blah, blah. But to me, when I say beautiful, it means I'm excited over how realistic it looks and how much it reminds me of a home I've either stepped into or a home that I saw on TV or that is familiar to me, that reflects this sort of modest living or low income living. And I love that because it's great for storytelling. All right, so the other thing with this kitchen is the parenthood counters. So if you have been building for as long as I have been building, you know we have been needing kitchens for so long, and the Sims team has diligently, I want to say within the last 5 years, been giving us more of what we want. And especially, I want to say especially these last 3 years, like with the gameplay features that they've been rolling out, the new additions to the game, the freebies, the brand new kitchen set that we got, they've been listening, and I appreciate that they've been listening. But anyway, I wanted to give a shout out to Parenthood because these counters were everything. If you just wanted a normal counter with a granite top, Parenthood. In fact, I think it still remains as the only counter with granite tops. You can't get this mesh or style on any other of the counters in the game. So it's still a great counter set to use. But yeah, we gotta give Parenthood their flowers for what they've been able to accomplish. Anyway, another thing that I love doing that I'll continue to do is these basic refrigerators. I love these basic block refrigerators because they're so telling of the people that live here. Like, they don't make a lot of money. I'm thinking of like if the Simpsons were in this game, you know, they live in something like this. That's my theory. And again, I made this house for gameplay, so we do have the Parenthood board. Another thing I want to do on my channel is I want to test out Parenthood because I feel like that would be a lot of fun. I've had Parenthood for the longest, and I've used it for everything except for parenting, the crazy part. But yeah, I want to say if you're being a parent to kids that are a pain in the butt, the game will be more fun for you because you'd have more to do. Because if your kids are good and they make straight A's and they're just breezing through, you have nothing to reprimand, you have no timeouts to give, you have nothing to ground them on, you have no values to reach for, right? So I think that's going to be another series that I come up with. Over here is our little dining room. Beautiful. I love this because it's so basic and to the point. I believe this whole set is from Cats and Dogs. Very rustic and very old, especially with this this medium oak brown wood. Yeah, if you want something old, that old medium brown. Okay, and another thing is this set fits in here. So sorry, excuse my phone. But this set fits in here perfectly. As you can see, back in the day, not when I made this, but before I made this, years ago before I made this, your sim couldn't even walk behind these chairs. So thank goodness we had the Tiny Living update that made your sims walk on half a tile, because now we wouldn't be able to make cute little close-knit cozy spaces like this. All right, also over here, have a bathroom. It made sense to have a bathroom on the main floor, and I know realistically it probably would make sense to have a, you know, powder room, or maybe something with no, maybe it's not weird to have a tub down here. But anyway, I went with a shower. just for ease of use. I just feel like I have a bathroom upstairs where the other bedrooms are, but in case you wanted this swapped out and changed from an office, let's say you downloaded this house, you know, you don't have characters like these in your game and you just want to use this house because you like this house, this could be a guest room. You could plop a bed in here. Like, I'm a builder who's aware of gameplay. Like, I make these houses for gameplay. I play in these houses. I build for story building. I build for myself. And I know that this is functional as a bedroom. See, as long as it's at least a 4x4, you can fit a bed in here and nightstands, and your Sims can walk around. So like this, for example, if I were to grab a bed, which I know is a 2x3, right? So as you guys can see, this is mapped out to where you could put nightstands on the side there if you wanted to, and this could be an extra room. So yeah, just had to share that. Anyway, when it comes to me, all my homes will always be functional. I'm not that gamer builder that's gonna just put random stuff in the house that's not functional. Yeah, that'll be weird. Here is the upstairs landing for the home. And guys, do not roast me, because former MJ, you know, we didn't know too much about how to structure a landing. So this staircase is a little wonky right here. It looks a bit awkward. But as someone who used to build homes so huge that my Sims took like 2 hours to walk across the floor, this is an improvement. But yeah. Anyway, this is growth, and this is why we call this series Memory Lane, because we are going through all of my, you know, past nuances. So anyway, this is, which I think is so realistic, because even my boyfriend, like at his house, there's one bathroom on the upper floor, one bathroom downstairs. There's no master suites in the whole house. Like, that's just, you know, what I picture as an average home. Like, no one has a, a master in their homes, at least in these older homes, the way that they were built. But yeah, I like this. Especially, I use this tub shower combo everywhere. Like, before we got the growing together one, which is very luxurious and very Pinterest-esque in my eyes. This one, it was the most basic shower that I could get. Because if you look at all the old showers, like, well, since we've had some upgrades with, especially with Life and Death and like Season and all that. But I mean, like, tub shower combos. You know, for family homes, I knew that when I was making these houses, that with the baby update, the infant update, you'd be able to give your infants baths, and if you're going to have a family, you need to be able to give your toddlers baths, and if you even had a pet, you need to bathe them. But at the same time, as simmers, sometimes we want to move a little bit fast. Sometimes we don't want our actual Sims to take baths, and we want to take showers. So I always thought of putting tub shower combos in the houses. But these were the options at the time. Now, this was option 1, parenthood. Great. You know, this is a good looking shower. However, if you are not going with a blue room or a blue color scheme, you would not use the shower, right? So what else do you have? Black. I don't know why the Sims team did this. Honestly, because look at this. It's cute. I'm not gonna lie. It's cute, but if you are going for this color scheme, that works. If you're not, if the rest of my bathroom is white or beige, I can't use a black shower. And then this one that is like brown and beige. It's like I could use that here, but then the shower curtain is all colorful, right? And I can ignore that. But are the Sims that I have in this house the type of people that would get this bright, colorful, like, you know, no, I don't see it. I can't picture it. But, you know, the Sims team back in the day, they just threw color on a lot of stuff. And if they were to just put this in, like, just had this in white and beige with just shower curtains that were neutral, or even just a shower curtain that was just all white, like, that would have helped so much. But yeah, that's all we had. That was our only, like, basic one. If you had, which one is this? Vampires. Now this is great, but this is if you are in a Victorian or like older style, even older than this. Like, this is retro. This is 90s, right? You wouldn't find a tub like this made in the 90s. Like, unless that Sim sought out that tub and like put it there because they just love gothic stuff. But yeah, this would have been in an older home that's from like the 1800s. Let me see, what else did we have back in the day? This one, again, I get like rustic country vibes. Right? I don't necessarily, I mean, I could, but I think with the structure of this house, it wouldn't have matched. So anyway, that's my little rant about top shower tub combos. Could we go for some more? Yes, absolutely. I would love some more with a different tile combination on the back and all in neutrals. You don't have to give us all that color. Like, give us some neutrals to where any Sim, you know, could pull it off, no matter their personality. Anyway, another thing that I liked is I did these things with these two counters, right? So you know how we could put a sink in a counter, and you know, that looks more realistic than using the pedestal sinks at times. So, and when I say pedestal sinks, I'm not talking about this one or this one, because these are very believable. I've seen these in bathrooms, so they make sense. It's just the other ones like this. Do I see something like this in somebody's house? No. Unless they're rich or like in something very modern. I don't. This is giving more public space, community sink at a gym perhaps, because it came with the fitness stuff pack, but still, you know, even this is cute, but there were so many of these to which, like this, you know, base game, not the vibe that I was going for. So when I started doing this with the counters and putting two counters next to each other, I'm like, that is so realistic. That looks like, you know, a bathroom vanity cabinet. That's exactly what it looks like. Also, I just love, I probably was inspired by somebody that I seen do it and then started doing that, because that's how inspiration works. But yeah, I started doing it and loved it. And of course, I came across the problem of Sims want to come up here and cook on a counter that's in the bathroom. Now, if you don't know, how do you stop that? Put something on the counter, an object. And I'm not saying place it with move objects on either, because sometimes the game, if you have move objects on, it doesn't register that you slotted it to the counter. But please, if you're going to use a counter in the bathroom, put an object on the counter you are not using, so that your Sims don't come and cook in the bathroom. Alright, anyway, I know that was a long tangent. So, moving on. Let's get this out the way. Let's go back into live mode. Here's our other section of the house. Now, this is Debbie and Bill's bedroom. Again, it is so average and so blah. I love it. I love it, and that sounds so crazy, but it's so true. It's so basic, and it fits these basic Sims. I even changed up the carpet a little bit. One thing that I love to do is carpet in bedrooms. Like, it just works. It's a vibe. It goes well. Like, yes. Even now, I think I would probably swap out these paintings because they're like too colorful for these Sims. But At the time, I just probably like the trim or the frames. Anyway, over here is a nursery. Let me see. Was this the first nursery I built? I think that if it wasn't the first nursery I built, it was the first one that I was like really, really proud of, because it reminds me of Andy's room from Toy Story, because Andy's room was blue and it had the clouds and everything. So anyway, before growing together, there was this base game update, getting everybody prepped and ready for infants and infant gameplay. We had a bunch of infant objects that were new to the game. So this nursery is full of all those infant objects. So one was the crib itself. And the fact, another thing I love about this crib is that you can use gameplay, like upgrade it to swap it to a toddler bed. And I love that. I think that's so cool. You could also add a mobile, and it could be like space themed, or I want to say there's like two different themes with this. Can he? Yeah. So you add baby mobile, you can have birds or space. That is so cool. So I love that. We also got this like diaper storage rack, which is like made of wicker. Very cute. We also got this little lamp over here. Again, cloud theme. I love that they gave us like I want to say this swatch of this rug with this lamp shade. Like they wanted us to make a set. It might be even in Horse Ranch that came out that very year that there's a cloud set as well. I have this theory that the Sims team has like all these different sets, and they may come out in different packs in case like they reach a limit and they like can't put it all in one pack, and so they just roll over to the next. That's my theory, and I love that they do that, because then we don't miss out on content, because then you have like, you know, a matching set. Anyway, I believe we got this bassinet with the update as well as this cute little toy box. It's non-functional, it's just clutter, but cute nonetheless. The other thing we got is these little clutter items over here, which is a cute little basket with like little infant books and towelettes, little diapers over here with cotton swabs and lotion, and also this is one of my favorite bookcases. Now, I add these in libraries, but I just love these, and they're very simple to use, because this came with an update called Read to Children. Where is it? I don't think I have the Read to Children option, because he is not a parent. But if I were Bill or Debbie Downer downstairs, I probably would have that option. But yeah, so that's the nursery room. And last but not least is the other room. So I'm a believer that if you have a house, if you are building a house, it should be, even if you're not going to play as a family, I feel like the worth of a house, it should at least have 3 bedrooms at the very least. So I made another bedroom, even though I'm not using the other bedroom. I mean, I did have this like sort of storyline that Debbie and DeBille would raise these 2 infants up. Like, it would be a boy and a girl, and they'd, you know, I'd play out the gameplay of parenthood and high school years and see how all those mechanics play out. I didn't get to that. As you can see, it's still empty in here. But anyway, that, you know, this would have been the other kid's room. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if you guys feel the same. As if you are in a home, there should at least be 3 bedrooms. Because when I see people play, a lot of times they're out of room, or they play in builds so small that you can barely fit anything in there. And I just think to myself, like, it's a house. If I were buying a house for real in real life, I would want at least 3 bedrooms. I don't see the point of a house with 2 bedrooms. Like, I see an apartment with 2 bedrooms. I see apartments with 3 bedrooms. But if we're going to up the ante and invest in a house, it should at least have 3 bedrooms. Anyway, that's my rant. But that is everything. That is the entire layout, you guys. That is the entire layout. That is the full tour of my 90s family starter house. Again, if you guys would like to download this house, you can find it on my gallery. So first off, this is a 20 by 15 home. It is the 90s family starter. And yeah, you can find it on my gallery, Marsha Tack 12. It is a just basic regular residential home. And yeah, you guys can enjoy. I would love to hear if you guys like the home, what you think of the home. Um, if you plan on downloading it, and if you already have downloaded it, what do you think about it? I would love to know that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Can't wait to show you the next tour for our nostalgia down memory lane series. So thanks again for watching, and enjoy your day. Bye.